Hi, good morning, children. Welcome back to our class. Yesterday we have learned the poem Schoolboy. What about his merits and demerits, how he has compared. And now today we can go to Cambridge. Means the lesson A Visit to Cambridge by Firdaus Kanga. Here, this is a lesson that a meeting between two different personalities, two different people. Okay, both are disabled, at the same time physically challenged. Firdaus Kanga, Stephen Hawking. Okay, Firdaus Kanga is to think that all the disabled people are unhappy or downtrodden, feeling bad, just leading their life. But Stephen Hawking is an extraordinary personality that he visited around the world, he traveled the world. At the same time, he is much happier and he faces anything, he overcomes all the miseries in his life. Okay, that makes the difference. Our author, Firdaus Kanga, met him in England. Okay, and Stephen Hawking has given half an hour time for him, but it extended to 1 hour. See, from textbook page number 96 to 99, we have the key points. Let's follow.
The key points are to introduce about Firdaus Kanga and other reputed scientists. That is one of the key points. And to tell the students that interview is the serviceable communication which provides information about the great celebrities. And not only that, but also to motivate the students not to be worried about the physical disability. And Hawking is the best example for the source of inspiration. No doubt in it, no doubt. 100%. It's true. And when we come to this, the summary of it, what is the name of the lesson? A Visit to Cambridge. And its writer name is Firdaus Kanga, just now we have discussed. So actually in this lesson, the writer could move only a wheelchair, isn't it? Stephen Hawking. This lesson is about Stephen Hawking. And he can't walk like a normal person. He accepted his disability as a warrior. Not with a downhearted heart, but with a challenging personality. So he accepted his disability as a warrior, it seems. He made a journey all over the world. He traveled everywhere. And he proved his ability is the greatest among normal people. Normal people who was healthy, hygienic, not a physically challenged personality. Than that, here, this person, Stephen Hawking, proved his ability to be great than a normal personality. So what happened? He went to Cambridge and met Mr. Stephen, Firdaus Kanga. He met Mr. Stephen Hawking, who is totally paralyzed, although he wrote a great book. Here we can discuss about the author, Firdaus Kanga, born in Mumbai in 1960 and died in 1991. His nationality is British and Indian also. Okay, so that's all about the author. The main concept of the lesson is a story between two disabled people, or we can say physically challenged people. So here these two personalities, they were extraordinary in their fields. For example, you can say here Stephen Hawking is a great scientist, though he suffers from paralysis. He is confined to wheelchair, just now we have discussed, but a very tremendous hard worker, and he saw several issues and he became strong. The writer Firdaus Kanga, he is a journalist from Mumbai, was born with a very weak means fragile, okay, and easily breakable bones, it seems. So he too moves around in wheelchair, and he meets Hawking in England. The two had discussed how so-called normal people should look at the disabled. See how the so-called normal people will be just seeing as if with a pitying look. But these both, Firdaus Kanga and also Stephen Hawking. Just they traveled around the world. Here, the writer Firdaus was on a walking tour through Cambridge to UK, it seems. His guide told him about Stephen Hawking, who was occupying Newton's chair at the university. But Hawking was a disabled fellow, as we all know. So he wrote a brief history of time, one of the bestsellers. What he wrote the book? Brief History of Time. As per Firdaus Kanga's guide information, he phoned Hawking that he was from India and wanted to meet him and write about his travels in Britain. So Hawking naturally he agreed to see him for a half an hour. But this half an hour meeting extended for one more half an hour. The thought of meeting somebody like him in a wheelchair gave Firdaus very much courage. Yes, and personality is also there. Both of them were disabled. Their bodies were disintegrating. So Hawking had a little switch in his hand, it seems. He was able to move his finger to find the words on his computer. That's it. The remaining time he used to be exhausted. But his mind was brilliant and bubbling with thoughts. See the difference? See, you students having a health, no health hazards, but even though our mind sometimes go this way or that way. So, listening this type of stories, you have to have a great change in life. Here, our writer Firdaus remarked that people often thought what they will thought it seems often they thought that physically challenged people were unhappy people. He used to think like that. But once he saw Hawkins, he said that it was an amusing attitude. He admitted that he felt annoyed when other disabled person came out and disturbed him in his work. Isn't it? The body in his case was just a box for the brilliant mind and soul. He did not see anything good about being disabled. About being disabled. Why only myself should get this problem? Why only myself should get this issue? Physically or mentally? People will be thinking, and later on, something, a negative way they will choose and they will ruin up their lives. But stalking is not such a personality. If so, we don't have a lesson now, right? Okay. So when Firdaus has an idea that for the disabled people should be encouraged and there have to be some program like sports or Olympics or something else for the disabled people and all. But Hawkins deny with his aspect having this disabled games and all. Instead of this disabled Olympics, he said that it is a waste of time. His advice is disabled people they should concentrate on what they were good at than participating in Olympics. That is Stephen Hawking personal opinion. So what happened here? Automatically Hawking made Firdaus spend 1 hour instead of half an hour given appointment. They had tea, they just walked in the garden. He went about in his motorized wheelchair. Motorized wheelchair, who has this motorized wheelchair? Stephen Hawking. Then the time came to depart. Firdaus got up and take leave of him. He could neither kiss Hawking nor cry, but he was convinced that the paralytic scientist was the symbol of bravery. Till now he was having a lopsided view. Everyone have a poor condition. They won't walk or. And our writer Firdaus always he used to think that disabled people always will be unhappy thinking about themselves. Why should I got all these things and all? But mainly they are challenging personalities. Several challenging personalities. First of all, what they are perfect. Please lift up their talents out. Bring them out. Then we can feel happy. The society also will be in a challenging role because here the Firdausi at the same time Stephen Hawking visited the world. Okay, taking this into consideration. So never deny in your heart even regarding the disabled personalities, physically challenged people. Apart from that, something good talent will be there. Just check yourself. See, for example, a blind person. So nicely can go. Once he knows the route, he will be having his own calculation. He'll go. You close and walk, you'll be down somewhere or you'll be on ground, isn't it? Bruising with wounds. So take this concept of what I can say, encouraging or taking inspiration from the physically challenged personalities. Hope you understood well.
With this, I hope you understood the lesson. One is a walking encyclopedia, totally a computerized machinery machine, okay, with all the machines and all. And the other personality, he learned several things by after encounter with Stephen Hawking. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.